Good afternoon, team. Welcome to your United Way meeting. This year, my goal is to educate you on Sevier County's United Way. I'm a firm believer that nobody buys a new car without test driving it first. This is your test drive. United Way is a global organization that operates in 43 countries worldwide. Here in our great country, all 50 states are represented by United Way. Within each state, each county has its own United Way, kind of run independently like a franchise. Sevier County is no different. Here in our county, we have two individuals that represent and support United Way. That's Amy Harper, our executive director, and Kathy Von Cannon, our administrative assistant. Everyone else that participates in running United Way is a volunteer, somebody that lives or works here in Sevier County. Accountability is the number one reason why somebody should consider giving to United Way. Accountability is built into the structure of United Way. Any successful organization has a board of directors. The board here that serves Sevier County United Way are all individuals that either live or work in Sevier County. As a board member, they meet monthly. They vote on important topics. They help steer Amy and the United Way in the direction of how we run our county's United Way. It's very important to have that leadership from the people that live and work here on that board to help run our county's United Way. That's one level of accountability. The second level of accountability that most people don't realize is the Community Grant Investment Team. That's another group of volunteers that live and work in this community that actually perform a service once per year, and this committee gets together and they determine where our United Way dollars are spent and how they're spent. Here's the thing, guys. Most people believe that United Way raises all this money, decides where it's going to go, and then they decide where it goes. In this instance, United Way has no say where our dollars really are spent. The individuals that live and work here in this county are the ones that get to decide which agencies are funded and how much money they get. Here's how this group applies accountability. Each organization that applies for United Way funding has to file an application. That application is reviewed by this group of individuals that live and work in Sevier County. They get to actually interview the executive director of each of these agencies that are applying for United Way funding. In the event that that organization is no longer providing a service that is critical to Sevier County residents, we can shift those dollars to another organization. In the event that that organization may not do a great job that year generating volunteer hours or their own fundraising efforts, we can then pull back some of the money from last year that we gave them, or we can reduce the amount they're asking for this year. That's the accountability piece. The actual people that live and work in Sevier County are the ones that know our community best, and they're the ones that get to decide where our United Way dollars are spent. So accountability is critical. The second reason somebody should consider supporting United Way is efficiency. In our country, the average nonprofit organization operates on a 35% administrative cost, which means only 65 cents on your dollar makes it to the individuals or the programs you're trying to support. With United Way nationally, they average an 11% administrative cost from county to county, which means 89 cents on your dollar makes it directly to the programs and the individuals you're trying to support and help. The third and final reason somebody should consider supporting and giving to United Way is it literally helps all walks of life, guys. When you think about United Way, there's 14 organizations here in Sevier County that receive United Way funding. We call those partner agencies. Of those 14 partner agencies, they literally help a little bit of everyone. I obviously don't have enough time to share all 14 agencies and how they serve Sevier County, but I do want to highlight several. Let's start with the Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Club is a partner agency here in United Way and receives United Way funding from our dollars we raise each year. Boys and Girls Club is a great organization that provides a safe place for children and structure after school until the parents can pick them up and care for them for the evening. This organization provides a great service and affects many different ages of kids along with those working parents. Another great organization here in Sevier County that receives United Way funding is Mountain Hope Good Shepherd Clinic. For those of you that have heard of this organization, they serve more Sevier County residents than any other United Way funded organization. The population of our county is near 100,000 residents, And this one agency serves 25,000 individuals per year. So that's almost 1/4 of Sevier County residents receive low care or in some cases no cost health and dental care. This organization is located right in downtown Sevierville. The organization looks like any other clinic or doctor's office any one of us have ever been to. When you walk in, there's an area that you can walk in, check in, there's a waiting room, and then there's 2 areas of their facility. One side offers dental care. They have 3 rooms with dental chairs, and they have x-ray machines, and they provide basic dental care to Sevier County residents that don't have insurance or don't have a way to pay for their medical expenses. On the medical side, they have patient rooms that certainly with doctors and nurses that donate their time. And they also have a great program with ETSU where they provide medical students internships there to provide medical care and learn how to become doctors, but are able to stretch those United Way dollars further to impact more people here in Sevier County. Another great organization that receives United Way funding here in Sevier County is Safe Harbor. Safe Harbor is a child advocacy center. It becomes the voice of a child when they've been sexually, physically abused. These kids, unfortunately, are the kids that we hear about in the news, that we see really tough cases that we hear about on radio and TV. But more importantly, about 70% of cases never make it to the media. So we don't hear about how much of a need there is here in Sevier County. We're very blessed that our county has a child advocacy center because many states and many counties here in Tennessee do not. This organization becomes that voice for the child. There's 2 ways they assist a child. One is they bring all the entities that protect a child in the sense of if they've experienced abuse. They all come together at Safe Harbor. They support the child with a forensic therapist, and that forensic therapist conducts an interview. And the child has to tell their story just one time. And that's important for 2 reasons. One, for the traumatic experience that the child has lived through, and we can begin the healing after the first forensic interview is completed. But more importantly, to have all those agencies from the state's attorney, protective services, law enforcement, to build their case off the same facts that the child tells just one time. Okay? Our prosecution rate as a county is much higher than counties that don't have a CAC because of what Safe Harbor does. Where are United Way dollars spent with Safe Harbor? It's not in the process I just described. It's for the therapy that follows after the child has told their story in a forensic interview. It's so critical for a child to actually heal from abuse. 80% of children that don't receive therapy become abusers later on in life. So we need to help break that chain. Once they're done with their first therapeutic appointment from a therapist, they're actually escorted out into the lobby as they exit, and the therapist takes the child over to a bookcase, and on that bookcase, in the middle shelf, there's a treasure chest. When the child opens that treasure chest, it's full of buttons. They ask the child to pick a button that best represents them. There's football buttons, unicorns, purple stars. The child picks the button that represents them, and then they ask the child to throw it in the vase on top of that bookcase. Guys, that vase is about this big around and probably about 2.5 feet tall. It's more than halfway full with thousands of buttons. They ask that child to throw the button in the vase. And what that signifies is that child's not alone. There's thousands of children that Safe Harbor has supported through their traumatic experience and have helped those kids heal. Guess what? Those therapists will stay with that child all the way to age 18, as much treatment as they need. And that is critical. Guys, our United Way dollars are spent very well at this agency and certainly are worth every penny we can donate to United Way. There are so many other great organizations. We just covered 3. There's a total of 14. We didn't even cover organizations that support Meals on Wheels, those with developmental disabilities, senior citizens, women that are in abusive relationships, those struggling with mental illness. There's a United Way agency that helps support all walks of life. So to recap, there's 3 reasons why you or a business or an organization consider supporting United Way. One is accountability is certainly in place with the structure and the way United Way is built. Number 2 is efficiency. You will not get bigger bang for your buck from any other nonprofit organization in our country. And third and final is it literally helps all walks of life, as I described through the different agencies we talked about today. So how do you make a difference? Our business has set a goal of $22,000. That is money that we are trying to raise as a team. If you give a little, somebody else gives a little, and I give a little bit more, that amount can add up to $22,000 real quick. And then we can really change lives here in Sevier County. Our company partners with United Way of Sevier County through offering a payroll deduction pledge process. So what does that pledge look like, guys? Let's take just a $2 pledge per week, okay? That is the cost of a soda. So if one of you can give up one soda a week, you can be a $2 giver. If you're paid monthly, you can donate $8 by giving up a soda per week. But guys, what does that soda do? That $2 give combined with my give and your neighbors give and your friends give adds up to be a lot of money that we can change lives here in Sevier County through those 14 partner agencies that receive our United Way dollars. So often I get asked, Tim, what does a $2 pledge really do for our community? That one person that committed $2 a week from their check has actually provided up to 80 meals through Meals on Wheels to a senior citizen that's homebound and unable to get out or cook for themselves. That's a huge contribution from just one person choosing a $2 give. I'm going to use a $5 give as an example. A $5 give per pay period will equate to somebody making a huge difference in the life of someone else. At Safe Harbor, the organization we discussed earlier that provides support for children that have been abused, remember, we spend our United Way dollars on the therapy side of Safe Harbor. Well, that one person electing to give $5 per week is literally going to change the life of a child with multiple visits for the therapist to serve that child. Some of your coworkers are benefiting from United Way right now. They may not even realize it, but with Boys and Girls Club, with Mountain Hope Good Shepherd Clinic, those are organizations that serve a lot of people. So when you're giving to Sevier County's United Way, you're not just helping our customers, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, but guess what, guys? You're providing community insurance for even you and your own loved ones. In closing, I would like to share with you why I personally support United Way. United Way is a great organization that funds those many programs that we talked about today, but most importantly, United Way is not just a handout. It's a hand up. It supports those that just need help. So when I give to United Way, when I volunteer my time with United Way, certainly it's passion, it's in my heart, and it makes me feel good to help others. We are very blessed to live here in Sevier County, a community which is very caring and loving towards one another. So I challenge you, find it in your heart to support United Way, but more importantly, make a difference here in Sevier County. Thank you and have a great day.